G'day. Welcome. So stupid. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Adele's third album, episode 25 of Fab Life with Lauren and Lee. Welcome.
We're back.
We're back.
Did you say good day because Neighbours is back?
Let's go with it.
Let's say you did. Well, you know...
Neighbours is back. It's been over 4 minutes since it left, and it is now
Did you know it's
back
been,
on screen.
I think 2 years since they stopped filming.
Oh, well, they must have been in advance. I mean, Jesus, it's barely like, I mean,
Time zone.
we know who will be very happy about it.
Well,
Serious Ben.
Serious Ben. Well, do you know why I only know these things? Because a friend of the pod, Serious Ben, because he's a mega fan. And I don't know if you saw on his Instagram the other day, he only posts about 10 posts a year, but he got a ticket to the Neighbours experience.
How did he get that?
It was free.
Oh, of course it was.
We were giving it away.
Yeah, he got dragged in from the street.
Yeah.
You look like a freak. Want to come?
Want to come? You look like you got too much time in your hands. Come on in. Yeah, and they had like, it was kind of like, you know when you see people go to the Friends experience and they sit in Central Park and stuff, but that's actually ticketed and costs money.
Yeah.
He just saw this somewhere and him and his friend went and he had like all these pictures. You've never seen him so enthusiastic.
Bless him. Do you know what? It is cute.
It is sweet. It's a bit weird, but still.
It's the same kind of thing that if I went to a friend's house and they had like a pet lizard, I'd go, oh, it's cute. But I'd think, a bit weird.
Bit weird. I found that out once about a fellow trader on a market. She wasn't food. She was like crafty bits. And then I found out she had like lizards and snakes as pets. And I was like, oh, all right then.
Yeah, no, fine. Sure.
Didn't have you pegged as a snake kind of gal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bit weird. My auntie used to have rats.
People
Pet
love it.
rats.
Yeah. Pet rats. They're apparently really nice and cute and
They
clever.
Are. Very clever. Very clever.
Very clever, them rats. But yeah, Neighbours is back. And do you know who's in it?
The same cast.
The same cast, yeah.
They literally had retirement for about a year and then went, okay, back to it.
Well, Carl and Susan are the main couple.
No idea.
You'd only know them because they've been in it since like...
I think they've been on Loose Women before.
Did your grandma used to watch Neighbours? Carl's always on Loose Women.
Yes.
Because he's a musician as well.
Oh, yeah.
So he gigs
He's
in
been
the
down
UK.
the line.
Yeah.
So I've never had chance to meet him in person.
Sure.
Which is heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking. Yeah, they're in it. And I think the first episode is they get married again.
Oh.
Who knew they weren't married? But I think that's like the opener. But Misha Barton of...
Yes, I did
The
see
OC?
that. Yeah, I loved the OC. Well, I was obsessed with Seth Cohen as a
Oh, yeah,
young
of course.
teen.
You used to style yourself on him.
I really did. My mum and dad went to Urban Outfitters in New York before it was even in Britain.
Before it was cool.
And they got me this knitted tank top, which everyone's wearing these days.
I think we might have posted it on the gram.
Yes, we will have.
I will
years
repost
ago.
it. We'll repost it.
And I went to non-uniform day in blue chinos, and we're talking 2005.
Chinos weren't a thing then.
No, well, no, they were when I brought them in from across the pond. Blue chinos, blue high top Converse.
Oh my God, so proud.
2005. A brown kind of shirt with a kind of blue and brown like checkerboard knitted tank top. I was talk of the town.
Did you have the flop? Like
I had the floppy hair, the Justin Bieber hair. Yeah, I just felt great. And then the year before, it was a huge change because the year before I'd gone in a Slipknot hoodie.
No, you hadn't.
Yeah, I was kind of testing.
You're just trying to find your you. Yeah.
Baggy jeans.
Yeah.
Slipknot hoodie.
Yeah.
You know, don't think it was the official merch. I think it was no K. So Slipknot. It was a warning to everyone. Don't slip.
Don't slip, guys.
I was in a don't slip hoodie.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and baggy
Slipknot.
trousers.
Could you even tell me a Slipknot song?
No.
No.
Although, you know, Offspring was my first album that I bought.
Was it?
Offspring, yeah. Original prankster.
That is kind of fun though. It's a bit, you know.
Yeah. And I went into HMV and I was like, you know, you don't know your identity at that time, but you know, so you can choose it. You can choose. Well, no, I didn't. I said no. I'm going Offspring.
Oh my God.
So
did you get a skateboard?
I did. No, I tested a skateboard a few times.
Very
but
hard, very difficult.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
So I thought, don't get the skateboard. You're better than that.
Yeah.
Just look like
Sidewinder.
What's
Remember
that?
sidewinders? They were even harder. It was like your feet. It was like a skateboard, but it was like the feet bit, and then there was just like a line in between. So it was like 2 paddles, and it went like curvy.
Yes, I do remember sidewinders. I don't remember them being called that.
Yeah, very difficult. Even more hard.
Yeah. So that was.
That was 2005 for you.
So and also Brian's back.
Bri.
I got a text from him today.
Did you? Well, we weren't worried where you were, and he said, "I know he's coming because I've texted him today."
He did. He texted me
Go on.
outside of podcast recording hours, but we'll deal with that. Hi Lee, I was wondering what to have for my dinner before your pod later. What do you think? Maybe a fish pie or a fondue? See you later.
What would you have gone for?
So this is on the back of last week's episode.
Ramen.
If you're not listening, but it smells ever so fresh in here, and I noticed the aircon's on.
He was just spraying his Lynx Africa around before you came in.
I just put brilliant.
Brilliant. Well, the thing is, the food offering downstairs at the can't talk, Vauxhall Podcast Studio, they're all quite smelly. It's like a pizza, and there's that like French wrap thing, which is very cheesy.
Oh. I don't know. Have I ever had anything from there? Maybe the chicken thing.
I think you've had a chicken thing.
But summer, I kind of avoid it. It's very hot.
Very hot.
Sat outside in a like food garden.
A garden. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I know
they've got
they
fridges.
have fridges, yeah. Don't we all?
They've got food.
By that logic, no one eats in summer.
Speaking of fridges, Bright also had the aircon, at my disposal.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised you literally went for him last week.
I don't think it was that bad.
No, but I guess you're a little bit more insidious. I'm quite, open with my demands.
Sure.
Yours is like, ooh, I'd kill for a chucky,
like little kids.
Where I'm like, where's my chocolate?
Yeah.
What's the temp on that?
Do you know what? Freddie actually really loves it since.
Where's our mugs? Oh,
they broke, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Anyway.
Yeah, Freddie actually loves it since I've been pregnant because I am a bit more like, don't do that, just do this.
Oh, are you?
Well,
your personality changed?
I don't think my personality changed, but I think I've become less patient.
Right. So,
so
it has a bit then.
Yeah, basically. Oh my God, I hope I get it back. But for tea, I'm normally like, oh, I'm not bothered. But if I really want something now, I'm like, just do that. And he's
just come on, quick stick.
Yeah. What you playing at, dickhead?
Were you the one that posted that if something drops on the floor now, it's just game over?
Yeah, funnily enough, when I'm sharing, I try not to share too many like pregnancy memes that I find funny because loads of other people won't find it funny. But when I do share them, I get a lot of responses in the inbox. And yeah, I've got to that point of pregnancy. If something does drop on the floor, it's gone. It's dead to me now. I'm never getting that back.
Yeah.
Tie my shoelaces.
Can you not pick things up with your feet?
You can, but how do you get your foot up to your...
Well, weirdly, I didn't think everyone couldn't do this. So when I moved in with flatmates once, I used to lay out my cashmere on the floor to dry flat.
Oh, right, sure. I thought you were going to say to practice picking things up with my...
No. And I always remember one time strolling in the room, and I was living with Poppy and Craig at the time, and they'd dried, and I just kind of strolled in and was like, doo, 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 like with every like really quick. I'm really good at it. I think I once picked up an alarm clock with my foot. There should be a show like like
they have foot thing, but you get weird people watching that one.
Yeah. So anyway, I just assumed everyone could do it, but I
don't think I'm a speedy as you.
I'm so quick.
I imagine you were like a frog, with like little.
Yeah. Well, I'll put my foot in front, toes grab it, and then I'll flick my kind of foot to the back, and I catch it.
I could do that as a pregnant person. The other thing, because you couldn't flick in front. The problem is now the belly's just in the way. So when you do go down to put a sock on, it's not going to happen, and you do have to you sound like a grunting like buffalo or something. You're like,
really?
Yeah, because it's just in the way there.
So do you try and avoid wearing socks?
You know what? I've just started to get Freddie to put them on for me.
Oh.
And he has to tie my shoelaces as well.
Bless.
If he's in. Otherwise, I put my foot up on the washing basket.
Good grief. People don't know how hard it is.
I know.
Like, people talk about, hormones and stuff like that. We've heard all that. Blah, blah, blah. But you should talk about, the simple things in life. That would really get, if men are probably like, oh, don't talk to me about your hormones. But if they're like, oh, you can't tie your laces, you're suffering.
It's when you witness it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
because I wouldn't want to tie your shoelaces.
No.
I'd find it a bit like,
bit weird.
I don't know. I find it would be, one, a bit demoralizing for you. But mostly demoralising for me.
What have I become? Well, before Freddie was like, "You're right in there," because I think he could hear me like I'd done the socks and shoes, and then I hadn't put this like tube skirt on, and he come in, he was like, "You're right. Do you need any help?" And I was like, "No. Do you know what? I'm fine. Just got to get this skirt on," and I popped it down as low as I could. I tried to lift my foot into it. And I just, because it's stretchy, I just put it into the elastic and back out again. And he's like, "Oh, you're like a kid." It's like trying to watch a kid get skills. Yeah. And he was like, "Come here." So then he had to hold the skirt up for a second. Because you think you're going to be fine, but then you only get one chance to throw that leg in.
Right.
And if it hits the barrier, it's like a game. It's like a game show. This is the games we should get pregnant women to do.
To do challenges.
Normal things.
Yeah, like an egg and spoon race.
Yeah. The other thing that's awful is rolling over in bed.
Right, why?
Because you're in the my God, forget words as well.
The bed.
The mattress, nice and soft.
You're in the mattress.
Like you're inside it.
How big are you?
But your body's like relaxed into the mattress, and you're like you get yourself all in position.
Yeah, you're comfy.
Yeah, you're all comfy and bedded in, and then you think, oh, I've got to roll over now.
Why?
Because you're not comfy anymore. Oh, because everything aches.
Oh, okay.
That's great. But you can't roll over because you're on a soft surface. If you're on a hard surface, you'd be able to roll over.
What? Like a seal, like a walrus? You just kind of like...
That's exactly what it looks more of a manatee, I would say.
Okay.
And you try and roll over and you're like... Because you've got no stomach muscles. God knows where they've gone.
Really? So and you had great stomach muscles back in the day.
Back in the day. I don't know where they've gone now. Hey! Come back. So that's hilarious. So that takes about 10 minutes as well.
Oh.
The other things, I can't remember what it was like to just roll over normally in bed. Can't wait.
If I ever meet girls, well, like women, and I'll ask them their names.
Don't think you'll find them on Grindr.
There's some. If I ask their names, sometimes it's like a kind of nice name. I think, I wonder if Lauren's going to call. And I met someone the other day called Romany.
Oh, that's a nice name.
Every time I say it, I'm looking at you.
No, it's not Romany. That's nice. Was she a model?
No.
Oh.
Well, she might have been, but if it, well, I won't say it. You could be a model. You could
Nearly got himself cancelled
there. A hand model.
She could be foot model. She could have done really well on that foot show.
Pick up her feet. No, I can't remember what she looked like. But she had a lovely name.
You were just struck by her name.
Romany. Yeah, gorgeous.
No, it's not Romany.
What was I going to say?
Don't know,
me neither.
How's your week been, babes? Tell us about that.
It's been good. Because
I feel like you've been jet setting again.
Have I? Where have I been?
You've been to like Ipswich.
Oh yes, Ipswich.
The Dizzy Heights.
Been to Ipswich.
How was it?
And there was reason for it. I guess it was in God's plan never to take me. No, it was fine. It was all right. I've been supporting Judy Love.
You don't see a lot of the town, though, do you?
No. Well, we then went to Nottingham, and I have to say it was up there with one of the best gigs.
Was it a good gig?
Oh, well, it was like 1,200 people in the Nottingham Theatre Royal. The Ipswich show that we did, the room was big, but it was a real high ceiling, and the way it was like almost like a bit of a concert hall type thing for music. So the laughter was there, but and people wouldn't think this with comedy, but those in the know will know, like a nice lower ceiling or the acoustics of a room can really affect how things sound to you. So that Nottingham Theatre Royal was just unreal. I didn't want to leave the stage.
Oh, really?
Just, And also as a support act, you're a bit like, you don't want to see me.
Yeah,
so I walk out. My first line is, look how disappointed you all look. And then they really laugh at that, which basically means, yeah, we are.
Yeah, get some on side.
So you have to then be like, oh, you almost have to, this is a little tip for anyone who, ever might support people on tour.
When I'm getting support from my tour.
I would always say, like, you have to kind of almost ask their permission to be there.
Okay.
And you get them on side. It's a little tip for you. It might not work for everyone, but it does for me. I'm like, Judy's going to be on in a minute. I'm just going to, is that all right? Is that all right, Nottingham? And they're like, yeah.
Oh,
you're nice, kind of do that rather than being like, because they haven't paid to come see you.
No, they haven't. They're like, who's this dickhead?
No, exactly.
So you've seen some old theatres. I do love an old theatre, and most towns do have beautiful old theatre, so it's a shame about Ipswich was a...
Well, no, Ipswich was fine, but it was just like the acoustics. But I went down, like, in Nottingham, Miriam Margolyes was on in the door next door, so I was kind of like trying to walk around and find her, like a little fangirl. And then I went down into these rooms, and it was like pitch black corridor. And when you like theatres are semi-creepy places.
Yeah,
and I was haunted. A bit like, what? Well, last time I'd been to the Nottingham Theatre Royal, it was The Woman in Black. I know.
Scary.
And so I like kind of went down to this corridor, and I like semi-freaked myself out a bit. So I kind of just went back up.
Oh my God, mind over matter, Lee. Do
you believe in ghosts?
Not really.
No,
I don't really believe it. When something falls. I wouldn't believe it unless I saw it. And there was no other explanation. I think we've said this before, but me and you are quite similar. We're quite rational.
Yeah.
I want the science side.
Yeah.
Everyone. Do you know what everyone keeps saying to me? And I feel like you're going to hurt it as well.
Oh God, here we go.
Is when they ask me the baby's due date, they tell me it's star sign.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And they're already like judging its personality.
So what? Remind us of the due date,
17th of Nov.
Of Nov. So is that Sagittarius?
Everyone's like, oh my God, Scorpio baby. Oh,
but on the cusp. Must be on the cusp. I have no
idea. I've literally got no clue about.
Well, it's a water sign, so that's good. You'll be compatible.
Yeah, we're water signs. We're both Cancers.
Scorpio, they have got a sting to them. So your vagina might sting as you're having the baby.
Already expecting that one, I think.
Yeah. It might be slightly painful, the birth.
Slightly.
Just because of the sting.
Just because of that sting in its tail coming out.
Yeah. Well, imagine us with the crabs.
Oh, my God. No wonder. Do you know what I pushed out with my face?
Right, okay.
So I was all like...
on that for a while.
So I was like all bruised and stuff.
Were you?
Yeah, I had like 2 black eyes and like, I think my hand was there, so I'd like cut my lip and shit.
I don't know why. I think I came out jazz hands first.
You were like, da, 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 da. They were like he's going to be a performer,
like a
Leslie.
A heart attack with the glove.
Remember when everyone thought Neil Buchanan had died?
Oh, what week?
There was a group.
Is he still alive?
Facebook. Yeah, he's still going.
Good old Neil.
Oh my God, Brian's got a bit of Neil Buchanan about him, hasn't he? I think it's the accent.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That like soft lilting scouse.
Yeah, he's more heart attack.
Sorry. Eating all that fondue all the time.
Oh, a cheese fondue. I would have loved that. We should have an episode where we eat, because the listeners would love that. Just us chomping down eating, wouldn't they?
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
We should have an episode where we eat.
It's Wilbur slurping a gin. Oh, God. It's going to be good, that,
can't wait to get back on it. Well, you might struggle for the first few weeks, because in my experience, you don't want to get back on the booze straight away. I've had 3 kids. So, you take it easy.
You take it easy, babe.
And will you be breastfeeding?
Yeah, but this is when all the mum fab lifers are going to send me help. I mean, please do. Send me your experiences. I kind of want to mix it up and do some bottle as well.
Bit of both, yeah.
Bit of top up with, but you don't know how it's going to go, do you?
Well, you don't. They might not latch on.
They might not latch on. You know all the buzzwords.
Don't I just? I work on loose women, darling. I know all of them.
That's true.
You wait until you get a bit older. I can tell you everything about the menopause, and that's coming for you. That is coming for you.
Oh my God, that's a shit show as well, isn't it?
It is indeed. What? The menopause or loose women? Because one of them I contractually cannot say.
Do not fucking clip that so it looks like I said.
Wow, guys. Wow.
Writes itself.
Just cut out the thing. Loose women. Oh, that's a shit show, isn't it?
No, the menopause. God
the
love
views here are not views accepted by her co-host. Well, have you seen that? Talking of co-hosts, have you seen that clip on Twitter? It was on GB News.
Yeah.
And the co-host starts going in on his co-host about the Russell Brand thing.
So, yes.
I love that. I came in, I went, I don't want to discuss Russell Brand. And you're like, let's bring that up.
And you also watched GB News.
I saw it on Twitter.
It's been trending. I saw it on Twitter too.
Oh, she's thrown me right under the bus.
Clip that.
You know, there was a time where GB News was covering some big story. I can't remember what story it was.
You can say it. It's been out now.
Well, you know, it was the Philip Schofield stuff.
Yeah.
And I was obsessed. I was glued to it, and all my friends were
because
as
it's
well.
ludicrous.
Yeah, because it's like it was pure gossip.
Yeah, yeah.
And anyway, we. I remember on the WhatsApp group once, like one of my friends put, "Who's on GB News tonight?" like as in,
the
like,
guests are
they got
also
an exclusive,
mental, aren't
and they were all coming.
Yeah.
Anyway, my friend said it was so funny. She said, "Oh my God, me and my boyfriend would sit watching it, and she'd say like we'd be making dinner, and he'd go, right, come on, 9 o'clock GB News, turn it on." And she said because she lives in an apartment block, she used to pick up her Sky remote and whisper, GB News, so the neighbours couldn't hear us saying it into a remote.
God. Oh yeah.
You know
also,
what? They've got an audience.
They've got an audience.
Well, so do car crashes, you know.
Yeah, he got offended by her, and he starts going off at her, doesn't he? But they're meant to be like riffing. They're meant to be having banter and riffing off.
Yeah,
each
like
other.
he's like, this is disgusting, and she's like sat there like. Because she posted a tweet about the whole thing, and he was like...
That's what I missed, her
and
tweet.
Then the next day, he also does something, and they're like pass-aggy, like being, jibing at each other. Do you think we'll ever get like that?
Maybe one day.
I was like, just throwing each other under the bus.
Oh my God, like Mean Girls. No, I don't. I think we do that anyway.
Yeah.
I think if it's out in the open, then it's never going to get toxic.
Yeah. If it starts that way, you can never get that way.
It's never going to end badly, is it? What was he off, that guy off GB News originally?
I think he's a news
I do recognise his face, but not from...
He does a lot of GMB.
Sure. Gossip stuff, like Hollywood stuff.
Kind of like talking about the news.
Oh. It's not just talks about the news.
Just,
not a news reader. Just talks about the news.
No, yeah. A news talker.
Oh my God. Great. Yeah, so we're not going to talk about Russell Brand anyway, so we're just going to move on swiftly on from that.
Well, I just think, what is there to say?
Well, I watched the doc.
Well, so did I. I was watching it in Nottingham in the dressing room.
Well, sure. I will say that fantastic PR just leading up to it, because they were like, we're going to do this thing. Honestly, social medias was alive, wasn't it?
Wasn't it just?
And we were like, who's it going to be? And then he did this video. Oh my God, it was great. Some excellent parodies. I've got to congratulate the people of the UK for their parody memes.
You can always rely on them, can't you?
There was a fantastic one where a guy was like being the cameraman for him.
Yeah,
Have you seen that one? Yeah. He's like, just big arms, just go, that's it, more mimey. Use big words, yeah, sure.
Yeah. What was it? He said something.
Let's say just, no.
Yeah, my friend was like, ooh, like when he said a word, but I think it wasn't even that big. I think he said something like discourse. Which, discourse. Like,
he does love a big word.
He does love a big. I used to love a big word though.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not impressing anyone, Lee. Unless it's impressing you.
No, I used to carry around. I've probably talked about this. A pocket thesaurus, my electronic thesaurus in school.
Yeah.
And I used the word malevolent once in a.
Was your teacher like? It doesn't make
my
sense.
teacher said to my mum, I think your child is a genius. And she went, he's not. He's just got an electric thesaurus. Like,
just Les to just pull you back down.
He's used the word malevolent. Yeah. He's just put evil in his pocket thesaurus and used that word.
Oh my God.
Stand down, everyone. Mensa, hold back. It ain't happening.
My grandma always used to throw out a long word like every so often, and I'd be like shooketh. Because you'd just be like, Grandma, because she was like so northern. And then all of a sudden she'd just throw out a big word in the middle of a sentence. But she used to do the crossword every day, so I feel like...
See, I used to love a proverb.
Oh, like, we've done these before, but I can never think of them.
Yeah, so and then I got into a thing where I just used to want to say kind of unrelated proverbs, and then at the end just be like, think about it.
Think about it.
Do you know what I mean?
That's how.
So they'd be like, oh, God, I don't really like cups of tea anymore. And you go, well, fools rush in where angels fear to tread. And then you'd look, and they'd look at you like, and then you go, think about it.
And you're like, I'm not smart enough for his wisdom.
Yeah. It's like you're above. Yeah, it's a real good game. Because as you know, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Do you know think about it.
Mm. Oh, yeah, get it. There's a pub in St Helens called Birdeth Hand.
Birdeth Hand.
Because it's said in a St Helens accent.
Right. Birdeth Hand.
So it's like bird, I''th, and then and.
Well, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You know?
That's what they say. I can't wait for the baby to come out and you can say all these things to it and just make it so wise.
Well, absolutely, because, forgiveness is the perfume that a trampled flower cast back upon the foot that crushed it.
You really have learnt these because that was a long one.
That's more of a quote. I don't think that's a proverb.
I would say it's proverb, eh?
Oh, well, people in glass houses shouldn't get their tits out.
Well, that's me screwed, isn't it?
Which can't even get a fucking skirt on, let alone a tits out.
Exactly, it might be a while yet.
Anyway, how was your week?
Anyway, how was your week?
How was your week? Oh, I had a nice day off on Sunday. Sorry, back to me.
You had your chance.
I went for a lovely roast as well.
Where did you go?
Soho House. I do go other places, but their roast is particularly good.
Isn't it like quite reasonably priced as well, their roast?
It is, and also like it is very difficult. Right, trigger warning, people listening and watching. I'm going to say something quite emotional, actually.
Okay.
It's quite difficult last minute to get a roast booking in London. Like it, don't you think? If you just decide last minute you want to go for a roast, it's hard. Sorry, I said I wouldn't do this. It's hard to find somewhere good with a booking.
Yeah, and you've got to walk in and see that waiter's face and be like, "You got table for 4?"
Yeah, you do.
Have you booked?
They're like, "Hi," and you go, "Hi, do you have a table for 4?" And they go, "Have you got a reservation?" And you go, "No," like, "Oh no, we haven't. I just wondered." And you're like,
looking round.
And then what they do is they get their iPad.
Yeah.
And they know. They know
they run to
whether
the
they've got it
for some
free.
reason, yeah.
And they go, and they're just waiting. They're making you wait.
Yeah.
And then they go, "We'll need it back for 7. It's 2." And you're like,
all right.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And then you're the happiest you've ever been.
I know.
Because that's what you should do. It's a real sales technique, that. Because so what I do sometimes is, one thing I like to do at restaurants or something, if I get good service, I'll see the waiter and I'll go, "Excuse me, can I speak to your manager, please?" And they'll be like, yeah. And the manager comes up like after a while. They're like, "Can I help?" And you're like, "Yeah, I just wanted to say, and they're like, "Yeah, I just want to say they are so fantastic. They're absolutely fantastic."
You little shit.
And then they're like, "No, but it's nice," because they're like, "Oh, I was expecting," and it makes their day.
Yeah.
And it makes my day.
You could just have told it to the face.
No, always tell the manager, because then they get the praise.
That's true. Or Freddie's done before, "Can I get your name?"
Oh, yeah.
But then it's so you can do like a little review on them and be like, Lee was excellent.
Yeah, but I would never do that. I would never then go, because I would worry that they would be thinking for the rest of the day that they've done something wrong. Whereas the manager would go up and they'd like tell them within. So actually, Freddie's not a very nice person for doing that.
Yeah,
actually.
he's a bit of a twat.
I was actually, when I told that story, I was like, is it a bit psychotic that I sometimes do that? Maybe.
It's a bit weird.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's like, oh, you want
a lot of effort.
Yeah, but you just want to be like, oh.
Well, I was out with Serious Ben last night.
Oh, no, sorry. And my point was, that's another thing. So if you ever want, like, late checkout in a hotel, I always remembered this.
Oh, give us tips.
This is a technique. So what then happens is they'll look after you, because that you've taken them to thinking this level, and then they're like, oh, you've shocked me. So what you do is you ring up reception, and they'll answer, hopefully, unless they're a Holiday Inn, in which case there's no phone. But you ring up and you go, hi, oh, I'm about to make your day even worse, and I'm so sorry in advance for it, but
like, God,
I have something to ask. And they're like, yeah, they go to the worst possible scenario. Someone has died in the room is flooded, it's infested, like, and you go,
sure.
I need to check out an hour later if possible. And they'll go, oh, and it's like they're relieved. They go, yeah, that's absolutely fine, because they've already in their head thought, you know.
I'm just one of them where if I'm running late checking out, I just don't leave the room until I'm ready.
Yeah, because
they don't give a shit. Yeah.
Well, you know the time that I got, so I was in Brighton gigging, and what often I do Brighton Comedia, pause for a drink of the gin, and back to it. And
back in the room.
Brighton Comedia, when you get booked, you often get booked on the Friday and Saturday for the weekend gigs.
Fantastic.
And on the Friday, they give you a hotel.
Great.
However...
Travelodge? Premier Inn?
No, it's a Leonardo's, formerly known as a Jury's Inn.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And quite nice. Decent, basic enough. I'm not picky with my hotels. No. I like a nice bed.
As long as it's clean.
Decent breakfast. You know, if it's a bath, I don't mind having a bath.
Great.
But decent shower or whatever. Anyway, you then have to check out at 11 a.m. So annoying.
Yeah.
So then, you know, which is usually fine if you're going somewhere, but you've got to then hang around Brighton for the next day.
God.
So, I know, another heartbreaking tale.
Awful.
So, anyway, went out in Brighton a few months ago after my gig on the Friday, got absolutely smashed, and woke up the next day terribly hungover because I hadn't eaten.
11's very early.
Error. So I wake up at like around 9:30. I'm like, oh, I can't get out here. Like, I'm going to have to ask for a late checkout, even 12. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm ringing down reception. No one is answering. No one. Ringing during like half-hour window of kept ringing and ringing and ringing. So anyway, I'm like, oh, and I thought, I can't get up. I can't go down to reception.
Yeah.
It's like 3 floors up. I just thought, I can't do this. Not with that corridor lighting. It's too bright. I was
too
like,
bright.
Can't.
The lift's going to make me sick.
Yeah. Anyway, I go on Grindr, you know, market research.
Yeah.
And so I'm on there, and this
Anyone
guy
got a room?
pops up. No, it wasn't anyone got a room. No, I wasn't scouting for people who had rooms.
Anyone free from 11 a.m. Look after me.
This guy pops up quite close, like very close. He's like, oh, hey, blah, 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 chatting. And then he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm, you know, in a hotel, like dying of a hangover. I was like, what about you? He's like, I'm in work. Well, it suddenly dawned on me.
Oh, my God.
Maybe he worked at the Leonardo, formerly the Jury's Inn. So I went, where do you work? He said, I'm a manager of a hotel. I said, is it the Leonardo's? He said, yes. I said, well...
You shouldn't be online. You should be answering the phone.
I said, can you tell reception to answer the bloody phone? Because I'm trying to get a late checkout. And he said, well, I'm the manager and I'm sure I can help you out with that. So I went.
So you had like instant chat bot, basically.
Also, I hope no one from the Leonardo's or Brighton is watching this, because it's probably not a company policy. But I went. We
can always bleep out Leonardo.
No, it's
just
too much edit time. I can't go through every time I said Leonardo's. I said, what time can I check out? He said, no, he said, what time do you want to check out?
This is how porn movies start.
Yeah, and I said, what's the latest? He said, 3. So I checked out at 3 anyway. So I go to Brighton, the gig that night. All the other comics are in there. And I was like, hi, darlings, how are you all? Blah, blah, blah. They're like, oh, God, we've been traipsing around Brighton since 11 a.m.
And you were
like, blah, blah, blah. Like, the weather wasn't great. And I went, oh, really? I said, did you not get late checkout? And they went, no, we didn't. We asked and they wouldn't give us it. And then one of them went, well, they didn't even answer the phone when I was on. I went, oh, I checked out at 3. And told him, and the straight guy was like, I am downloading Grindr every time I come to Brighton.
God.
Yeah, so.
What a life hack.
And
what a bloody life
just
hack.
to let you know, we have edited the name of the hotel to Leonardo's just to remain anonymity. But that is a fake name. It's not the name of the hotel. We've said Leonardo's in the edit. Leonardo's.
Yeah.
But it is actually beep. but that would be edited as Leonardo's. So just to let you all know,
just a fun name.
It's definitely not the Leonardo's in Brighton, formerly the Jurors Inn.
Oh my God, it'd be great if his name was Leonardo.
Would it?
Dunno,
Leonardo
that's
Jury.
what I'm imagining him as, like in his little tux.
Yeah. Well, I never met him.
Well, you didn't need to after that. Got what you wanted.
Got what I wanted. See you later.
You logged off. It was like, Lee Peart is offline.
Blocked you.
Fantastic. Anyway, going back to me. I also
we're out of time. No, go on.
I can't fucking talk. I frequented Shoreditch House this week. I had a pregnancy massage at Cowshed.
Lovely.
Oh, it was lovely.
What's the difference?
Well, you can't lie down.
Oh, you're pregnant.
Yeah, that. You can't lie on your front, obviously.
No, because you get stuck in the mattress.
You get stuck right in. Unless they put like a bump hole. That would be good, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, like with the face, but with the bump. But it would have to be adjustable because everyone's is different.
Yeah.
Depending on when you're getting it.
Yeah, exactly. And you can't really lie on your back for very long either.
Right.
Because it cuts off circulation. So you sit on a stool and then they put this big pillow thing on the bed and you lean on that.
Oh, how lovely.
And then she did my back. And then you lie back, but you're a bit upright. And then you did legs, arms, and then a mini facial at the end.
How lovely. Was it lovely?
It was so good.
They
You just
do
want it to
do
go on
them
for
well
longer.
in Cowshed.
Yeah. You just want it to go on longer. That's the thing. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, is that it? Like, it was an hour, but I was like, please go.
I know. I've told you about the time that I went to a Cowshed massage in Berlin.
No.
Oh.
Was it bad?
I booked myself this lovely relaxing massage and she sat there. Well, she's there and I'm lying down, face through the hole.
Yeah.
Try to relax. You are very tight.
Oh,
Try to relax.
Maybe
Try
you
to
did
relax.
tell me this.
Yeah.
I recognise the accent more than anything.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, yeah. She's like, deep breath. Try to relax. And then she goes, I see you've got scoliosis.
Oh, yeah, that was it.
And then I went, what? And she went, try to relax. And then I went, what's scoliosis? She went, deformed spine. Try to relax. And I was literally like, what the fuck?
What was the conclusion to this story?
My spine is slightly bent.
Wow.
And she's going around
In
diagnosing
Germany.
people with scoliosis.
You'd have had a back brace in Germany.
I know. It was awful.
Did you have a really hard massage? Because you're not allowed them in pregnancy, so it was quite...
I do like it. Yeah,
It was
I do
more
like
relaxed.
it nice and hard. I like it where it's almost like,
Yeah, I don't like it that bad, actually. She did ask me, but then she was also like, I can't do a deep tissue because
No,
you're not
course.
allowed. 'Cause
Yeah.
it can induce labour.
Oh my God.
But I could have done it with on my legs.
How fab though if your baby was born in the Cowshed spa.
I'm
Oh, that's lovely that.
luxurious.
How fab. I mean,
Lee would be like,
laugh at
your
that.
baby's my favourite.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Elite.
oh.
I went for a cake after as well.
Did you?
Yeah, it was
What
lovely.
kind of cake? A pregnancy cake?
Right, I know, yeah. No, just like a big fat cupcake from Hummingbird.
I once went to Cowshed when it was in Carnaby Street. It's not there anymore.
R.I.P.
And during the break, when I was going through the break, lasted quite some time, but I was like trying to do things.
You were like, I'm fine.
At one point, I went to a voguing class. I thought I'm going to be
Yeah.
independent. I
You
went
try
to
everything, don't
a
you?
gay voguing class, or as we call it, a voguing class. It's just gay.
Dance class.
And then I went. I booked a pedicure, a manicure, a facial,
Yeah.
a massage. At the time, I was like, I'm just doing it all.
Yeah.
The Cowshed ones are fantastic, just fantastic,
They are. And the smell in there is just excellent as well. It's
just divine.
You totally smell fantastic. And she used the body butter that I'm using, but as the massage oil.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, that's good to know.
Yeah, we have to
That
go
sounds
for a
good.
post-pregnancy one where she can really get in deep and you can lie down.
And then after, we can go for drinks.
Yes.
Well, I'm saving. I got a couple of vouchers for my birthday. One was for the massage and the other was just like to buy things.
that was
I
from
wanted.
Freddie, I remember.
It was. And then the voucher was from my in-laws. But there's still a bit left on the vouch. So I'm going to maybe get a post-pregnancy like facial or something.
Yes, nice. Well, I'm
Just be
sure Freddie
glowing.
will help you out.
Not for at least 12 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think. I don't know.
Well,
I'll
if
Google that.
you are a midwife, do let us know whether or not that is allowed to happen.
Oh my God, big news. Just
What?
I don't know what time it is.
We have to
Oh, we've
go.
got- we're
in.
wrapping
Yeah,
up.
yeah, it's
Just-
I was late. It's my fault.
Late. Big news to end on, guys. We want to say thank you to our listeners in South Africa, because we are in the bloody podcast chart.
Oh my God. We've had
another territory.
We've had Japan. We've had Qatar.
Yeah. Ireland. Poland. Now South Africa. We are global.
We are so global.
Oh my God.
Wonder when we'll get the United Kingdom.
UK, come on.
You know?
Come on now.
But, you know, we're happy to have it.
Do you know anyone that's gone holidaying in South Africa? Because I don't.
No. Oh, I don't know. Well,
you need a lot of people, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say,
to go holidays.
Either the podcast industry in South Africa, like I know 2 people. Imagine, 2 people. Okay, but they've not gone to spread the word.
Yeah, that's true. They've not gone on a missionary.
Maybe, I don't know. But hey, you know, it's our global appeal.
If you are listening in South Africa, slip into the DMs because we love to know when you started listening. Whereabouts you live in South Africa.
Please do. In the meantime, those DMs you can find at FabLifePod on Instagram. We're on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, hello, good day, delightful. And leave us a review if you're listening, especially on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts. It really does help the algorithm.
It does.
In the meantime, we have to go. I have a gig. And you probably have another massage.
I've got pregnancy
out.
things to do. Yeah,
pregnancy things.
Got to take my shoes off. It'll take at least 10 minutes.
Brian, always a pleasure, never a chore. Until then, this has been episode 25 of Fab Life
with Lauren and Lee.
Oh God, Jesus! Someone needs to take a cough, sweet.
Not allowed. They're not pregnancy friendly.
Oh, no.